And then in WWE 2K24, we have a lot of versions of Rhea Ripley. So firstly, I'll go over the ones that are virtually identical. So there is default Rhea Ripley, who has an overall of 96, and the theme song Demon in Your Dreams, and she is also the default Women's World Champion in this game. But there's also Rhea Ripley 20, who has an overall of 80 and has the theme song Brutality. But then there is also Elite Rhea Ripley, who is like an action figure, who has an overall of 90 and has the theme song Demon in Your Dreams. And then lastly, there is also Rhea Ripley Triple H Edition. She has an overall of 96 and the theme song The Game. However, for movesets, they're all virtually identical. For signatures, they all have the Frog Splash and the Electric Chair Facebuster, and then for finishers, they all have the Riptide, the Prism Trap, and for a super finisher, they have the Riptide off the top rope. And then the two other appearances of Rhea Ripley who are slightly different are Rhea Ripley 17, who has an overall of 72, the theme song Black Knight, and for signatures just has the Electric Chair Facebuster, and for finishers only has the Prism Trap and the Riptide. And then lastly, there is Rhea Ripley Crown Jewel Edition, who has an overall of 90 and the theme song Demon in Your Dreams. And then for signatures, this one also has the Electric Chair Facebuster, but instead of the Frog Splash, she has a Spine Buster. And then for finishers, she has the Riptide, the Prism Trap, and a Pedigree. And then she also has a Pepsi Plunge, which is insane. I don't know why they gave her these moves and not the Triple H version, but whatever. And then moving on to WWE 2K25, there are two versions of Rhea Ripley that are virtually identical in this game. So firstly, there is default Rhea Ripley, who has an overall of 96 and the theme song Demon in Your Dreams. And she is also the default Women's World Champion in this game. And then there is also still Elite Rhea Ripley, who has an overall of 96 and the theme song Demon in Your Dreams. But they all, once again, have the same exact moveset, where for signatures, they have the Frog Splash and the Electric Chair Facebuster, and for finishers, they all have the Riptide, the Prism Trap, and for a super finisher, they have the Riptide off the top rope. But then there is Rhea Ripley 20, who still has an overall of 80 and maintains the theme song Brutality, but for signatures, she only has the Electric Chair Facebuster, and then for finishers, she only has the Riptide, the Prism Trap, and for a super finisher, she has the Riptide off the top rope. And then lastly, there is once again Rhea Ripley 17, who still has an overall of 72, still has the theme song Black Knight, and then for signatures, she just has the Electric Chair Facebuster, and then for finishers, she has the Prism Trap and the Riptide. So that's all from Rhea Ripley. Really awesome to see how far she's come, and somebody tells me she's gonna keep getting bigger and bigger. And that's all for me. Bye!